So this is part two. We had about a 30-second gap there because the signal apparently dropped out. But we worked out because we just arrived.
Yeah.
So we're going to walk on in. Let's switch that. The switcherooski thing is taking its time. There we go.
I'm going to leave my stuff in the car, and if we need it, I'll go ahead and bring it back.
Okay, and it's weird. It says that we've got people watching, but it's not showing me their names. So whoever you are, we love you. Thank you for watching. I wish that Facebook would tell me who you were.
So we're at our friend Bob and Annette's house.
Hello. They know we're coming, right?
Yeah. Hey, we are Facebook Live. Oh, cute table. We were just talking about dining tables. Oh,
Hey, how are you?
You look cute too. I love it. Okay, this is great. I still smell the dust. The dust has not settled.
No, but I was painting also.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they just did a whole remodel
You
job.
want to explain what you did in that? So
We already actually.
We are.
we're Facebook Live.
Okay, so we did a whole remodel. We did stage one, where we tore out the wall here and opened it up to the kitchen. And stage two was the whole kitchen remodel.
Awesome.
Okay.
Talk up, Annette.
We have,
And Annette knows a thing or two about kitchens.
so right now we're working on the backsplash, trying to get that finished up, and then I think we'll be pretty much done. A little bit more painting. But we turned this kitchen into a one-person kitchen to a four-person kitchen.
Okay, so explain what the layout used to be.
Okay, so the layout used to be, I should have put out some pictures. This window was long, down to the floor. This section here was a closet. Do you remember this?
I do remember the
That was
closet.
a closet.
Okay.
And then there was a little tiny countertop, and then
Okay.
a stove, and then this was pushed all down. And the sink, and that was it. There was nothing on this side.
So this corner over here was a
It
closet,
was a closet.
and this was a full to the
Full-length
floor
window.
window, so you gave yourself more
Space.
counter space and more storage.
Yes. So we had just a little tiny island. So we wrapped all the counter all the way around.
Okay.
The refrigerator was right next to the closet. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. I was talking
Yes.
about. So the closet, the refrigerator,
Right.
stove, everything was jammed together.
Right.
And we had just a little bit of room to work here with a little tiny island. And that was it.
Okay, now your refrigerator's over on this side now, I see.
Refrigerator around there. Do you like?
I do.
And then we put our microwave over there just to get it out of the way because we don't use
Yeah.
it very often.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is interesting. We were talking about when we were driving over a triangle and the importance of a triangle.
Right.
So how are you making your triangle work? Because
Well-
there's different variations of triangles that you can do.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
triangle, a lot of times we have different workspaces instead of just a triangle. As long as everything can be reached easily, like with the refrigerator over there, we have landing places, 3 different landing places for food and whatever you take out of the refrigerator. You can put it here, there, or there really easily.
Right.
So it's close to everything.
Right.
So the triangle, in this kitchen we did preparation areas instead of triangle.
Okay, so there's a variation of how the triangle.
Yes.
We have rules, but we don't have hard, fast rules when it comes to decor, design. Really, it's what works for the person and their space.
Right.
So that's where the triangle rule, I guess, goes out the
It's
window.
okay for smaller kitchens.
Exactly.
But we have, we made this a 4-person kitchen.
You've got it too.
Yeah, I don't think it shows up on the video, but you can actually see some of the dust still hanging in the air.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because they literally just did.
Just
the kitchen
did it.
remodel.
Yeah.
So, in this kitchen, I set up a baking area here.
Love that.
All the baking's there.
Okay.
And this is granite, I'm assuming?
Yes.
This is granite.
Yeah. I love the granite.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of this granite?
This is called Napoleon,
Oh, I love. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
I love
Yeah,
it.
very pretty.
and it's from Brazil.
Okay, so you were talking about how you were having your landings as far as where your kitchen is concerned. I mean, your refrigerator is concerned. So you typically, when you're doing a kitchen design for a client, do you like to have, you were talking about how you have 3 different ones. Is that a good rule of thumb, or 1 or 2 is
Oh, it
enough?
doesn't matter as long as you have at least
Okay.
one that they can you can have in the
Gotcha.
refrigerator and put things down.
Okay, because that's kind of important, so you're not, because typically
Yeah, you don't hold a lot. Yeah.
you're
You don't
juggling
carry
some
it too
stuff.
far.
Okay.
Now, with the hood that's up here above the range, you see those oftentimes, but you don't always see them. So when do you need to have the hood that catches the smoke? Like in our kitchen at our house, we don't have one.
We have a middle one, honey. So
Oh.
turn it on from here,
And it sucks it down.
Goes down. We have a downdraft.
Oh, okay.
You've got different variations.
Yeah, but they're always needed.
Yeah.
For safety.
Okay.
That's code, right? You have to have one.
Yeah, you have some kind of ventilation.
Oh.
It vents outside. It can recirculate in,
But the one that sucks down is just as good?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, no, that's good. We have to get a new restaurant. Now we're talking. It's like to redesign our kitchen now. Good job. Well, yeah, because it's in my granite, so I have to redesign the whole thing. I know that is the new granite.
See, we already
You
stood.
definitely have to have a higher power, a stronger.
Oh, you do. Okay. So interesting enough. So when you've got gas as opposed to electric, why is that?
Because of gas fumes and it's hotter.
Okay.
This particular range hood turns on automatically when the heat gets too high, and it turns on to the strength that it needs.
Excellent.
The amount of heat that's
Oh,
generated by the
okay.
stove.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah, so it's kind of nice, but sometimes I don't want it on.
Oh.
So it goes on
gotcha.
anyways, really,
Okay.
because whatever burner you use, it generates a lot of heat.
And this is the backsplash we're going with?
That is the accent backsplash we're going to use behind the
Love
stove and behind
Beautiful.
the
I love it.
microwave on the other side.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to use a real classic 4x8
Mhm.
tile.
So you do like, is it like a subway tile?
Yeah, so this is a porcelain tile that looks like a stone. It's a
Oh,
colored 3/4 stone.
beautiful.
So this will go on the back walls.
I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of classic. and
Yep.
It's
It-
porcelain, so there's no steel ceiling or anything. It's not natural stone, but it looks like it. It's called Chicago tile brick, which I thought coming from Chicago.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So you can see how even the two materials tie together.
Did you say that's
That's nice.
considered a subway tile?
It's
It's a variation.
Subway is 3x6 technically,
Yeah.
but it's a variation.
I thought I heard you say
variation
that.
of
It's like,
it.
well, because it
No.
doesn't look like subway
I said,
tile.
I asked her if it was a subway tile.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it's a little larger.
It's larger. It's the same concept. But
Right, it is, and it's made to look like a natural stone. But
Now
it's not porcelain.
you're going to square it up like that? I noticed the picture up here has it on an angle.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it at the angle. I'm going to do it either like this. This is called a brick pattern, or I might do it in a third pattern, which you have the seams are a third. so
Slightly-
it's a third.
okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different to get a little more interest.
I think I like the third.
I really like the third actually.
I think I
But
like
we
the
don't have a
third.
lot of tile space here, wall space, so it might be too much. But we're going to lay it out and see.
Yeah, I think that would. You've got a nice chunk here, though.
Yeah.
I think, and this would be what you really see. I think that
Yeah,
would
we
be
have
pretty.
that wall and that little one.
Yeah, I think that'd be really pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a little
Very
different.
pretty. Love that.
And what was it that you ended up deciding to do on the floor?
This is a bamboo.
Ah, I love
And
bamboo.
it's very, very durable.
Yes.
Extremely durable. It's one of the hardest woods. So we picked it for the kitchen, but it's soft to stand on rather than a tile.
Right.
So we won't get so tired standing for long periods of time.
Now explain the benefits of a bamboo when it comes to water. So because a lot of people are really concerned having a hardwood in a kitchen because of the water. What
Yeah.
if my dishwasher overflows? What if the refrigerator leaks?
It's a
How is
problem.
this compared
It's
to
one thing
hardwood?
because it's wood.
So it does.
But it's so
I've not
tight.
seen
The strands are very, very tight, so
Okay.
it's harder for the water. So unless the water sat there for a long time,
Okay.
it wouldn't warp and swell as
Okay.
quickly as like
As a regular
oak or
oak.
maple.
Gotcha. Okay. Or a pine.
But it's
even.
wood, so if you had a flood and you were gone for a few days, it would definitely damage it. But that's a chance you take.
Okay. So I like how you were talking earlier. We're kind of a little bit scattered, but you were talking earlier, and I want to recap for hi Facebook Livers. You're watching Decorating Date Night with Troy and Dina, and this is my friend Annette, and we're doing kitchen design. So if you have any questions,
And Bob is hiding.
and Bob is hiding. Is
He's
Bob
at work.
hiding? Oh, he's at work.
He's hiding at work.
Yes.
So anyway, Annette owned her own business. We met initially through radio, through the business. I did all of her commercials and personal endorsements because she's the best with kitchen design. So anyway, we were talking about, or you were talking about different zones. So
Yeah.
when you do a kitchen, do you then meet with the client and you'll say, okay, what is it that you need in your kitchen, and that's how you're able to then incorporate design with functionality for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So explain a little bit about why you chose your layout. You kind of touched on this was your baking area, so I'm assuming you do a lot of baking.
Yes.
So what else was important to
The
you?
other thing in the back, and even though this is a small townhome kitchen, the view is there's a river in the back, so it's beautiful. So I wanted to be, since I bake a lot and I'm at the baking area a lot, I wanted to be able to watch. I look outside and I put bird feeders out there and bird houses and different things outside. So I wanted my baking area there. Plus, I wanted a lot more countertop space. When we had company, we could spread out and have some, buffet areas. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got 4 or 5 times the amount of countertop space. It's just unbelievable.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
The other thing I do want to point out is even in the small kitchens, and no matter what your budget is, you can do little things to make the kitchens really pop. And one of them is different depths of the cabinet, utilizing different depths of the cabinet, just for design purposes.
Okay.
One bumps out a couple more inches than the other, and then the crown molding then really pops
For an architectural
with an architectural look.
Yeah,
it just
I
gives
love
it a
that.
little bit.
Well, it makes it more finished.
Yeah. In this particular kitchen, we had to keep the cabinets down a little lower because we had a lot of plumbing in that ceiling up there. So we used 6 inches of molding to take care of the plumbing issue. We still had to work on the plumbing, but we were able to cover most of it up.
So behind the molding is all the plumbing.
In this corner here.
In
over
this
the
corner. Oh, see?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a
So
great
we wanna-
idea.
So we had to do that. So,
So it's not wasted space.
no, not at all.
I mean,
We couldn't reach it anyways.
yeah. Oh, that's true.
And we
You're
have,
not giants?
we still have cabinets, 3 cabinets that are empty still, which is
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
So you have
yes.
extra storage.
we have extra storage.
That's nice. That's
So-
typically not the case.
No.
Okay.
And then we did, like, for the refrigerator, we put the columns and the moldings
Okay.
at the top to really make it pop. Just, because refrigerators, their tendency, refrigerators are so big, and a
Right.
lot of times they just stand out and look really bulky. We want to just tuck it in the corner.
Now, is this a standard size fridge? Or
That's
the
a-
counter depth?
No, it's not counter depth. We made it look like it was.
Okay.
And it's standard size, they vary from 30
Okay, but you didn't have to special order
No,
it or anything.
no,
Okay.
no.
Now explain what used to be here, because this was a
Oh,
wall,
yeah,
right?
So that was railing, oak railing.
But extended how far out?
It extended about 7 more inches, and then it this wall went back. This railing went back, and so we built out this wall and cut down the railing so that I could tuck my refrigerator in there.
Let me say some shout outs. And if you're joining in, there's a first piece to today's episode. We had a signal interruption.
We got here and it said lost signal, and I was like, lost signal?
So we had to reboot. And it looks like we're doing okay since then.
Okay,
But
how's
Janae,
the lighting look?
it's not too bad.
You want me to turn it up?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the lighting.
Yeah, let's talk about that. It's a good idea.
Oh, well, hold the light up for just one second. I just want to catch up on Janae has checked in.
Hey, Janae.
And Tina.
Hi, Tina.
And Tom Miner.
Hey, Tom. Oh, hi, Tom.
Tom.
We're like, hi, Tom.
The rest of you not so special, but Tom.
Well, we talk about Tom all the time when we do our walks.
That's it. And
Tom does traffic on GTS where I did traffic anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Kathy Wild, I guess.
Hey, yeah, she's a listener. Hi, Kathy.
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Susie.
Hi, Susie.
Oh, Susie actually is in the States, I believe, still.
Oh, Susie or Susie?
Yeah, from
Oh,
Albania.
Susie.
Yeah, she
Say
was.
Hi to Scott and the kids.
And
Friends of ours. Oh,
and Joanna
hi, Joanna.
and Barbara Lightshirt.
Yes. Yeah, that's Tom's mom.
Oh, and Amber. Amber, you got to keep watching once you move to Kansas.
You need us to come to Kansas. No, Missouri.
Missouri, I'm sorry. Missouri.
We wish you luck.
Oh, there's a tornado country. So.
Yeah, tornado country. Yeah.
Susie says, "Hey guys, looking good. Love your date nights!" Exclamation point.
We miss you guys.
And Connie Shiplet
Hi, Connie. We're gonna come visit you soon.
and Andrew
We'll
Tate.
be decorating date night at Connie's too.
See, and Andrew is smart. Andrew checked in. He knows how to kiss up.
Hey, look who just came in.
Oh, we'll
and
put.
Bob's just coming in.
Yeah, and then we'll see how many more on here. Todd
Hey, Todd.
and Debbie and Sona K, and that's it. We're caught up now. And Bob, the man of the house.
Home from work.
He's got bacon in hand. Bacon in.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
All right, now we can turn top of the lights and turn the lights on, all that stuff.
Yeah. Did
Can you
say something?
can you turn on the lights as well,
Yeah.
or no?
Let there be light.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
Let's keep the lights
look
on.
at that.
That's great.
So we put the recess on dimmers,
I
and then we
love
put
that.
We are Easily impressed. Lights go on. We get excited.
We're also
Ooh.
excited.
At our age, we need all the light we can get.
Amen. All right. So when you did the lights, what currently was here? What was the lighting like before this? You redid the
We had
space.
a lot of things hanging,
Okay.
which made the space smaller. We had the stipple, the ceiling, the texture ceiling.
Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. So you said something which is key for me. A lot of people, it's very trendy, have the pendant lights hanging down.
Yeah.
So typically what you might see is 3 lights hanging down
Yeah.
here to light
Yeah.
but but you had just said it makes the kitchen feel smaller.
Some of the lights do, like in
I
our
agree.
case, we had the big old fluorescent lights. It was really
Sure.
big. And then next to that, we had a big ceiling fan. So we had those
Right.
2 things. And then we had another little light in the middle. I don't know what it was doing, but it was just there. So we had a lot of things hanging up, a big bulky items
Sure.
hanging down.
But I think also the pendant lights need to be used in very particular locations
Yes.
because it does obstruct your view. We had talked about pendant lights, in my
Yes.
kitchen island.
Yeah.
But again, I like in our kitchen at our house, you can get a clear shot all the way into the family room.
Yeah.
But if you have the pendants hanging down, it does cause a visual obstruction.
It does, yeah.
Now, it wouldn't make the space feel closed in, but it's visually jarring when you want to have that open space.
Yeah, your eyes go
So
to
you have the
So just
feel
be
of that
careful
up here, right?
With
Something-
yeah, but that's not hanging down
Yeah.
into your visual. That's above your visual
Yeah,
space.
it's hidden from the. I was
Right.
going to take it down, but I kind of liked it, and it gives me a lot of light.
Right.
And but it's behind the beam, so when you walk in, you don't.
You don't
see
see it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then the little light, I wasn't going to add that either, but I wanted something decorative, so that was just for looks.
But
This-
then again, that's at the
off.
back
Mhm.
end, and it's not obstructing the view. So
Right.
that's, I guess, what Annette and I are trying to say to you. If you're redoing your kitchen, don't necessarily always go with what's trendy. You got to think about how you're using the space, what you want the space to look like, what your final outcome is to be. If you want it to be conversational between the kitchen and the family room, and you're going to have those pendant lights hanging down, that's not a good idea.
Now, how did you end up deciding on the colors?
Well, I wanted something in the white tones, just because I get bored very easily, and I can change my paint colors
I hear ya.
every year, and not worry about the cabinets. That's
So the
what I
cabinets you
wanted.
wanted white.
I wanted
Yeah.
white, and it's not
Yeah,
white.
I
It's
love
got a little
that.
creamy color.
Yeah.
But I also wanted white. In 24 years I've been in business, and before that, white is the one cabinet that stays classic and traditional. So I wanted them to last a long time
Yeah.
and not feel like it
I
was too
love it.
trendy. So they're very classic.
I love it.
And then I did a couple things that, even though they're classic, I did some things to add a little warmth. Like I did an accent cabinet here to give it a little rustic look, and the table's very rustic.
Yep.
And the rustic pieces, a couple rustic pieces.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. So
warm.
this part right here on the end cap is a different color. It's gray.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful gray tone, which you'll notice is then being picked up in the backsplash for
Yeah.
accent, which then draws your eye over here. Again, you want to coordinate the two together, which will help bring synergy to the
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
So
And then
just
the
talking
rustic
about
pieces
going
and the
together.
table and the stools and this piece
Right.
give it a real sense of warmth.
Yeah, and
Hominess.
you'll notice that Annette, was really, you just do this instinctively like I do, but with her granite, it's the cool tones, but also the warmth, because you'll notice in the granite is then her darker tones, which she's picked up in her wood, which again is beautifully done. You can kind of see how the two go together, and this brings the warmth to the space.
And really, you caught a break with how the flow of the granite goes, because this has a bit of a gray
Yeah.
right where the gray
Yeah.
Yeah.
accent
Beautiful.
piece is.
Plus,
Absolutely
it's
beautiful.
got a lot of orange in the top, which picks up
Yes.
the orange and the bamboo.
Yep.
And I like orange, and that's my husband's favorite color. So we were trying to bring in some orange,
Okay.
which is why we have the accent, the orange, a few orange pieces to
So the lampshade came kind of last,
That was
because
custom.
Oh, it's custom.
That was custom made.
really this was custom made.
Yeah.
There's a great website.
Yeah.
It's kind of our
It's our
secret.
secret, but we'll share it.
We'll share it. Lampsplus.com.
Oh.
We shop there all the time.
And so
It's because you can. They had hundreds of shades, and you just
Yeah.
go through, pick your design, pick
Yeah.
your colors. They have a whole color wheel of all the paint colors,
Yep.
and you just pick them custom, and they make I got two ordered, that one and the one over the bar table, so that they coordinate.
coordinate.
Okay, yeah, the
Which is
same.
great.
It's the same. It's a different size, but it's
Yeah.
the same style,
Same
color.
style and color.
So you'll note in our upstairs in my office, which I haven't been able to use yet, but I have the lamp that's hanging that goes with the custom shade. I got that from lampsplus.com. They also, by the way, have great furniture deals, cute chairs, tables, all that for a steal. Honestly, lampsplus.com, great website.
All right, Vicki and Debbie have also joined since we last did some shout outs. And you can feel free to come if you have questions or thoughts, if you want to say how beautiful it is or how you would have done things differently or
And that's
whatever.
an expert in kitchen design. So now is your time. I mean, truly, she has her own business. This is the time to ask.
It's interesting. What are these candle holders? What are these right here?
Oh, my daughter gave me those for Mother's Day, so they'll have some flowers or something, and then
I love it.
really
Really?
Oh, they're
flowers are
they're
fine.
vases. Okay,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
vases.
they'll have some flowers in them as soon as I can find some.
Okay. Well,
So
she did a great job with the
I'm
colors.
looking at it and I'm like,
Right,
oh, that's
flowers.
a great thing to put wine in.
Yeah, I'm surprised, you know.
What are you saying?
You mean it's not already full of wine? Are you sure?
Free household.
Let's look. Is there any wine in there?
Flowers.
Sure, it's gonna have flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah, they have a coffee pot on display to make you think they drink something besides wine.
All right, so let's kind of circle around. We were talking about different tiles and backsplashes, and Bob was so gracious to bring some
Yes.
different samples home. So let's kind of go through this, and you can.
Well, yeah, let's go through this. We looked at other ceramic tiles with a glossier finish that had a little bit of wave and texture to it. And we looked at
trying to
some
show off the
noir, something
texture.
a little bit different.
Oh, so this is more of a contemporary flair.
Yes.
I gotcha.
So that we decided against these because even though any of these would work color-wise and just design-wise, we wanted to, again, to keep it very classic and timeless.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the shape that we picked, the stones we picked, will be around for a while.
I love
This will
This
go
will
in and
be
out.
This will be
which is, you know,
dated
it
within
will be
five
dated about
5 years.
Yeah,
Now, how
about
does
That's-
a homeowner decide if something is so contemporary that it's going to be dated in 5 years? Like, how do you make that
That's
determination?
up to them, and that's really their call. And that's when Annette and I would go and do a consultation with them and say, okay, what are you looking at? Are you looking to sell? If they want to sell, the odds are they want to go more contemporary because they want it to be in and they want it to sell quick, and that's typically what they do. If they're going to stay in there, the longevity is going to be more of your approach.
Yeah, you want to like
Classic.
The design. Everyone's always asking about what's going to stay in style long. Well, the truth is that design industry doesn't want something to stay in style long. I mean, that's how they make their money. They're always
Right.
changing.
Right.
But there are traditionally things that do stay in style, which is the white cabinets and cherry cabinets, by the way. But they do change the stain of the cherry,
Right.
so you might have natural cherry for 10 years and then red cherry, and so they change that.
Right.
But white is white and it stays around.
Now, you'd
So-
refer to these high sheen, little bit of
Yeah.
rough, not rough,
Yeah,
but there's
texture.
some texture to it.
It's a little more-
You
That's
refer to
more
that as
contemporary.
contemporary.
Yes.
More. This
Yes.
can also be considered transitional, which is not
Right.
ultra contemporary. Transitional is in between traditional and contemporary. It's a real simple design, a little bit of texture.
So if it's a more natural looking stone, that's going to be more
more
traditional,
and
long.
that's-
Gotcha.
I think you and I are in the same camp with this. I always tend to want to bring a granite in because it's a stone, and a stone is not going to go out of style
Right.
because it is what it is.
Right.
So you've got your Caesar stone, your this, your that. Again, that's all fine, but those are trendy,
Yes.
and those will go in and out. When you have a granite which literally comes from the earth, this is not going to go out of style. I mean, there's different trends where you have a darker or a lighter, but I always say granite is a personal preference.
Yeah.
And it's just never going to, and you don't, contrary to what a lot of people believe, it's not hard to maintain.
No.
I've had some clients say to me, oh, I don't want to have to seal it every week. I said, no, it's like every
you don't
6
seal it.
months. You just spray it on, or you'll wipe it on. I have this stuff, it's, especially for my center island, I get it off the Amazon. It's a marble, I can't remember the name of the brand. You squirt it on and you wipe it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to buff it, and
No.
the granite looks like $1 million, and
Yeah.
it stays that way for 6
And it
months.
used to be that granite was way more expensive, but that's not really the case anymore,
It's come
right?
down 'cause its popularity has
Yeah.
weaned a little
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the Caesar stones and the other
Right.
products that are manufactured. So I'm always, you ask my opinion, I'm always going to tell you granite's the way to go. That doesn't mean I'm not going to help you pick out another selection. I'm just a granite girl.
Yeah. It's always a personal preference.
Does anybody do Formica anymore? Or is that like completely.
Unless you put it on the table.
On a table. Yeah, we use it.
Well, I
We
use
do
it in my
use it.
kitchen table,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
That I got from
Yeah.
from you.
With nice.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah.
But all
They
right.
use it occasionally because you can get like undermount sinks and granite with laminate, which a lot of people don't know. So you can make it look a little bit more upscale,
Right.
but it's not used as much.
And even the designer laminates are
Yeah.
costly. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
it's so interesting.
Yeah.
They've really jumped the price through the roof. I'm like, just get granite.
Yeah.
At that point, you're
Right.
better off just spend an extra $200 to get the granite.
You are. Yeah, you are.
So you have to look at the cost of things. Okay, so we talked about the lighting. We kind of talked. What are some different? Do we look at all the different samples?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We looked at just the the tiles.
Okay.
the
I'm
surround.
curious, is this post here, is that a support beam or is it there for style? Okay.
No, it's there. I would have probably taken it out, but this beam contains all the plumbing, the sprinkler systems, all the electrical, everything's
okay.
back in this column. So this has to stay, and it's just the main supporting beam of the
Right,
wall.
okay.
So that has to stay. That will be repainted to match the cabinets, but we haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because they are a little bit off-white.
Yeah.
Now, talk to us a little bit about cabinet as far as the lines are concerned, like products that are really good, products that maybe you'd want to stay away from, materials, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In your cabinets.
Well, cabinets, there's a big range of cabinets, pricing and quality. So I guess the big thing is determine what budget you have to work with first and then pick the best cabinet for that budget.
Okay.
Because they vary a lot. This cabinet line I used was a semi-custom line, which means I could do a few fun things like increase and decrease the depth. And I
Okay.
could do some specialty things, add dividers in the cabinets, you do pretty much what I wanted to do.
Okay. Now, does
Custom
custom necessarily mean, oh my gosh, a lot of money?
No, semi-custom
Okay.
just means you can make some modifications with their door styles and
Okay.
colors they have available.
Okay. What would you say is the most durable material that you could use as far as a cabinet is concerned? As, like if you've got kids. I'm designing someone's home, they've got a lot of kids, and we've got kids banging the things and doing whatever. What would you recommend? I mean, I know I love my
Stainless
bamboo
steel.
ones. Stainless steel. Concrete.
Titanium.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of them, but
Okay.
not the melamine, the thermal foil doors
Okay.
are extremely durable.
Now, what is that
That's
material?
it's a high density fiberboard that's wrapped in heat. A laminate is with heat and pressure
Okay.
is molded on that door,
Okay.
and so it becomes one piece.
Okay.
It's not wood, but it's very durable, and that's really good for
And
kids.
does it come in different colors?
It comes in different colors. but
Okay.
It's not as inexpensive as it used to be.
All right, and that's probably more of a contemporary design. I would imagine it's sharper lines. You probably can't get different
No, not
designs on your door.
necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Because of the way it's molded,
Okay.
not real sharp
Oh.
angles. There's a few you can get that way, but it's a little
Okay.
harder because it has to be molded so they're kind of curved.
Yeah.
They have a lot of square, but the square isn't exactly square. It's a little rounded on the corners.
Okay. Okay.
That's durable for kids.
Okay.
And oak and some of the stronger woods are good when you have kids.
Okay.
Oak
Then
is
you
still
can
good
always
for kids.
restain it if you need to, or paint it. What is your opinion on? This kind of goes depending on which designer I ask. Your opinion on painting wood, as far as you're sick of your. I've got my cabinets in my
Yes,
kitchen.
yeah.
What would you be like? Oh my gosh, you can't paint those. You can't
I
ever
don't-
paint those.
No, you can paint wood. I mean,
Okay.
this is painted wood.
Okay, but does that ruin
No.
the grain, all that kind of stuff?
No, if you have oak, you're still going to see a little bit of the grain. If you
Okay.
have a thick wood with a lot of grain, you're going
Right.
to see some of the grain.
Okay, but once you go paint, you can never go back.
Well, you can't, but it's a huge amount of work.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted
Yes,
to
you
let
don't wanna
people
go back.
know.
There are a lot of variations in the quality of the paints.
Okay.
A lot of painters will say, oh, sure, I can paint cabinets, but there is a difference in the primers, the paints that you use.
Okay.
Cabinet
All right.
paint
So
is much more
Facebook
durable.
Livers, you need to know that if you're going to paint your kitchen cabinets, you can't just go to
No.
Home Depot and Lowe's and just get whatever paint. You've got to
No, you gotta
actually
get
get.
cabinet paint. There's some
Okay.
really good cabinet paints. Sherwin-Williams makes a really good cabinet
So
paint.
there's a line that's specifically for
Yes.
cabinets.
Like this is actually
Okay.
Sherwin-Williams paint,
Okay.
but this is their cabinet paints.
Okay.
And they're extremely durable.
Is it the same process, or do you have to paint it different? Like, would you need to spray this as opposed to roll it or brush it?
Not necessarily, because the paints, the really good paints are it's leveling in them.
Okay.
So when it dries, if you see brush marks, when it dries, it levels out.
Nice.
But the primer is really important. You do have to prime
Okay.
and take the hinges off, take the doors off. Yeah, there's a process you have to go through, but
Would you, if you have a stained wood and you're going to do a paint, do you have to sand them down, or
No.
the primer takes care of all that?
the primer
So
takes
the
care
days
of
of having to sand them down are
No.
gone. Okay. Okay.
No.
Well, that makes it a little bit easier.
Yes.
Sherry Walters and Joni Castellino have checked in as well.
Hi.
The only areas that we haven't spent a lot of time talking about is the seating area with the table and chairs, and then the sink. So I don't know if there's anything to talk about with regard to
And also
those.
hardware. Let's talk about hardware real quick. Obviously, you went with the stainless steel
I did.
in order to go with your appliances. Some other things that you could have gone is you could have gone with the warm tone. You could have.
I could have.
You could have, and you can. It's okay to mix. I always tell
Yes.
people you can have your stainless steel appliances and do
Oh, and
something
do whatever.
totally
Yes.
different on.
Yeah,
And the other thing you can do is if you want to be eclectic with your hardware,
you can change it up.
you can change it up. You can have an area, like let's just say your baking area. You
Yes.
wanted to find fun little
Yes.
handles that had spoons on them,
Yes.
or a
Mhm.
rolling pin or whatever.
Mhm.
So have fun with your hardware. By the way, hardware can be really
Very
expensive.
Very
Like we're
expensive.
talking $30 to $50 a pull. So
Yeah.
just know that. But it really does make a statement in the kitchen.
Yeah,
It's
I like
really
that
good.
idea, and actually, in some areas I might change out the
Yeah.
hardware. But they have little junk drawer hardware you can get.
Yes.
They have some cute things you can get,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
fun to do.
It is fun to do.
Now, sometimes sinks have a lip that goes over the top of the granite. In this case, it's kind of sunken underneath
Okay,
the
so
granite.
this is an undermount sink
Yeah,
as opposed
any-
to an overmount.
Any disadvantage or advantage one over the other?
Yeah, we usually don't use drop-in sinks. They're called drop-in sinks for granite. It's almost never done unless you have a
Except
sink
you're
that
in my
you
house.
love. Unless you have a sink that you love. And
No,
there's
I'll
no
tell
ways
you
in the
why.
plumbing.
Do you know why I did it? For the
Because of
plumbing.
plumbing, yeah.
Because we were going through kitchen faucets like
Yeah.
they kept breaking. Do you remember that? We were going through a string of kitchen faucets, and I was like, I don't need to do this because you can't get. You have to lift up the entire granite in order to get the sink
Yes,
out.
yes.
And so I was like, and we were kept cracking kitchen sinks
Yeah, I remember
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was why I did it, but I do prefer the look of an undermount.
Yeah, so there's a couple of reasons why they're undermounted. But one is for, like, this was mounted as it was, when it was built, and so it came out with the sink in it so that the granite wouldn't crack with the hole in it
Okay.
when they transported it. So that's one other reason. Plus it gives you a nice clean.
Oh
clean
yeah,
look.
it's great for being able to clean easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we touched on the different faucets.
Yeah, this
Talk
one is a
about that.
hierarchy faucet with a sprayer and pull down sprayer. I like it. There's so many different variations in the faucet as well, but I do like the hierarchy faucet with the sprayer because you can put a lot. And the undermount sinks are a lot deeper too than the regular drop-in sink. So
Yeah,
that sink is 9 inches deep.
And the other thing I like is that you just have the one hole
Yeah.
as opposed to the 3 holes,
Yeah.
which I like too. Again, it's that cleaner line
Yeah.
of your granite.
Yeah,
Which
except
is
that I
nice.
ducked it up with this stuff.
Well,
but
but that you can
we're
put
working
away.
on that. We're working on that.
You know what would be cool is if you got something that hung.
Yeah, they,
That'd be kinda
actually,
cute. Do they
yeah.
make stuff like that?
Actually, I have some downstairs.
Oh, do you?
I was thinking I should. It's for the kitchen, but I'm using it for something else. So
Oh,
I might
okay.
bring it up. It's
Okay.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
Now, do you anticipate your eat-in's going to really be an eat-in, or are you going to sit at the counter here with these bench stools, or what do you think?
The bar top table we got. So we
That's-
had to sit
oh, in
there.
here?
Well, in the kitchen because we have such a big family, but such a little home. We needed seating for at least 10 when we have a company and a family. So we have 4 here, 2 here, and 4 around the bar top. But we made the bar top table with the seats that push in completely so that we have a lot of space. Since again,
So
we're
you can
thinking
walk
about
around.
space. Yes, and so
Okay.
that we can. Every few inches in a small area makes a big difference. So with this particular bar top, the seats go all the way under.
Love it.
So mostly it's my husband and I. Then when company comes, we pull it out. We can play on it, play games. We can eat on it.
Yeah.
We tried it out the other day with Ford. It was very comfortable for Ford to sit there and eat.
Great.
Yeah, for dinner. So it was fine.
Yeah.
So we have room for 4 and 8 and 10. So we have plenty of room for something for our family to come
And you know
over.
what's great is that you've got separate little nooks, but yet you're all
Yeah.
gathered together,
Yes.
and you're all centered around the
Yes.
food.
Right.
The heart of
And
the kitchen.
yes, and then our company, we had Mother's Day here, so it was the first time we had anything, and I was really nervous because I was just nervous.
Yeah, well, you had your new kitchen, and you're like, I hope it
I didn't want
works.
to cook it yet. I didn't want to mess it up yet. Anyways, we had people sitting here playing games, sitting there playing games, and nobody was in the way of the cooking area. It was wonderful.
This
We were
is
sitting
great.
there, and we were all able to work, cook, clean up, and nobody was in the way.
And see, you got the flowers, and you got the pretty feminine little wall hangings and stuff, but I'm going to point out that over here you've got your man cave.
Yes, that's my husband's area.
It's the one little corner of the house that's his. And we're not going to hold it against him, but you'll notice what team he runs for.
Now listen, this is one thing I want to point out. This original opening was done so my husband could wash dishes as he's watching TV. So
See, that's awesome.
this is done. So we did that first so that he could wash dishes.
Well, this is something that, when Troy and I will come out to your home, and even when I had my business, when I did decorating, one of the things that I always like to do is make sure that I'm meeting with both the husband and the wife. And you probably have found this too. A lot of times we become like counselors, and our job is to really create harmony in the marriage in addition to the space. And sometimes you create the harmony in the marriage by creating the harmony in the space.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's important that you honor your husband and that you really do take into account what his likes are. And a lot of guys will check out, and I hate to stereotype like this, and they'll say, oh, whatever you want. It's really, that's not the case, because I know sometimes you've done that to me too, honey, and it's really just...
What do I do?
Whatever you want. It's just you checking out because you're just overwhelmed.
They get overwhelmed.
They get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So we encourage you to dive in.
To both, take part in
and
it.
to take part in it together. And it's so much more rewarding, right, honey, when we do things together?
Just say yes.
Yeah. Yes, honey.
Well, we're together 25 years. We have our anniversary on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to say, there's only two of you in this house, right?
Ours. Just-
You guys like
Yeah,
bananas.
you did.
We like bananas.
That's a lot of bananas for two
Well,
people.
if my son's father were here, this would be gone in about an hour. I've never seen somebody eat bananas so quick as Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's, then he's in the bathroom crying for hours.
Yeah, because he gets a little bound up.
Anyway.
Little TMI.
This is Facebook Live. This is so us being us.
Yeah.
There's stuff that we talk about on our walks, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, all right, so are there any other questions for Facebook Livers?
We've had people joining in, but not a whole lot of comments and,
Okay.
and no questions. Don Hartman has checked in. Hey, Don.
Hey, Don. Okay,
And
so let's-
and Alan.
Alan, all right, so let's go over some basics. All right, basic things, kitchen 101, if you will.
Budget is the first thing.
Budget is the first thing, yep.
Clients a lot of times don't want to give us a budget because they think that we're going to use whatever budget they have, but we absolutely have to have a budget. Because
You mean that you're gonna come in
and
and
just blow the budget.
I gotcha.
But we have to have a budget to work with. Every designer has to. If you
Okay.
have a professional designer, they have to have a budget because you can spend hours designing something
You always go around in circles.
and you go around in circles, and then you end up being way over budget or way, you have to have some idea of what they're shooting for, what their thought process is.
Right.
And many times your budget's completely off, and you have to tell them what it actually costs a kitchen. And once you tell them what it costs, the average kitchen still costs $40,000 to $60,000.
Is that right? Okay, so there's your average kitchen.
Yeah, 40 to 60,000,
Okay.
still around there. So if a homeowner says, well, they have a larger kitchen, and we could say, well, yours is because of the size of it's going to be closer to 60,000.
Right.
But we can cut it down if that's too much by the cabinets that we pick,
Right.
other things that we do.
Okay, so budget is number one.
Yeah, budget's number one, and then number two is style. We have to get their style.
Functionality.
Functionality. We ask a lot of questions. There's no questions that we ask. And then we just, start designing it, putting it together, and meet with
Okay,
them.
so let's just say I come to you.
Yeah.
I have a $10,000 budget.
Yeah.
What is the one thing I can do for $10,000 which would give you the most bang for that buck? If I could just change one thing, what would it be? Would it be
Appliances and
appliances?
backsplash.
Okay, so appliances
Or
and
you could do, for
backsplash.
10,000, you could do a countertop and backsplash.
Okay, so would you say if you were going to resell your house, what would be the most thing to fix up? The most important thing to fix up? Would it be the appliances over your? Over the
I think
material
it would
in
be
your
the
house?
appliances over that.
Okay.
This, I would not tell people to spend a lot of money on getting new granite and new cabinets.
Is that
if they're gonna
right?
Sell it.
Okay.
'Cause it's just, unless they do real inexpensive stone. Because again, you're going back to person's preferences.
Okay.
If they walk into your house and they put Ubatuba, let's say, which is real popular, was
Right.
real popular for
Right.
years and years and years. It's inexpensive and you put it in, but someone can walk in and hate the dark colors and they're like, oh my god, this granite, I don't like it, and it's so expensive to replace it.
Right.
So I still suggest just real basic things, clean, neat, new appliances.
Okay. Okay. So appliances over countertops.
Same with floors. Like, don't really mess with the floors.
Well, if they're really, really gross was some dirty, yes, I would do something with the floors, but not very expensive.
What is the least popular material for a floor in a kitchen, as far as looking dated?
The vinyl,
The vinyl. So still the linoleum
vinyl,
vinyl.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's out there. Okay.
But they have laminates now that are extremely popular because they are waterproof. They look like tile. They're
Okay.
softer to stand up, and they're really reasonably priced.
Okay.
And they're beautiful.
And that's a better option as opposed to the linoleum.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
they're
that's
less
still
expensive.
a budget saver.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we
Right.
have.
I was just saying, Marissa, let's check in your
Hi,
cousin.
Marissa. All right. So we've got budget, functionality, and design. And what was the third thing you said? Was it, right? Those two things?
When you first start the
Budget,
Yeah,
style, and
yeah.
functionality. That's
Yeah,
three.
I think
Yeah,
those
that's
are the
about
three.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So those
yeah,
are the
for
three
just
things
to
that we
start
want.
with, yeah.
And don't be, I guess it's good that we're having this conversation and bringing it to Facebook Live. A lot of people, and I know from working with you, are shocked at how much a kitchen can
Yes.
be. It's like sticker shock. They go, oh, that can't be. And they're used to, and this is nothing against the big box stores, the Lowe's and the Home Depots. You're not going to get custom when you go into a lot of those stores because they aren't going to come to your house and do a full consultation and sit with you and sit down with your family like a full service like you have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And their materials are not as, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't give you as much variety.
No, you won't get enough as much variety in
Right,
those stores.
right.
It's not to say they have some nice little cabinet lines.
Right.
But you won't get the variety.
Right. And you won't be
Yeah.
able to do the different depths and stuff.
Well, the big thing, I guess, is if they happen to have what you would want, you're in good shape. If they don't happen to have what you want, then you're going to have to go to somebody that can customize and make your space
Yeah.
unique and different.
Yeah. And the other thing I think that we've learned through the process is custom doesn't have to be ka-ching, ka-ching.
No.
Custom
no.
just means you have a lot more variety.
Right.
Because so many people are doing custom, there's a lot more competition, which has driven the price down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, with the big box stores, they don't have the experienced designers. It literally will put anybody in the kitchen.
Okay. In
So
the department, you mean?
right now, I worked for them for a while, and we
Right.
had 4 designers, but we were all extremely experienced, and we were one of the stores that sold the most and did the most designs because we were all very experienced.
Right.
But they would just let pretty much anyone. Someone said, "Oh, I like to cook." They put them in the kitchen department. I'm not
I
kidding.
should have put them in the cafeteria.
right, in the lunchroom. So it's hard to get good designers
Okay.
in places like that. It's a good place where we tell designers to start out and then move on.
Right.
Yeah,
All right, well,
All right, so I guess we're ready to wrap up.
Yeah.
You wanted to add, you're still doing some stuff on the side, if anybody has any questions?
Yeah, I still
Okay.
am doing some designs on the side. I have 2 new homes I'm working on now.
Nice.
And some bathrooms from a former client. Hopefully I'll start.
if you do a Facebook Live show, that could be the name. Designs on the side.
That's a good idea, but I already set up my business, Kitchens by Net.
Kitchens by
And I
Net, there
have
you
a Facebook
go.
page, but we did before videos here.
Nice.
And we'll do the after videos and put that on as soon as we get the tile up in the
Okay.
The one final thing, I have to mention this, is my husband's father, he passed away just a few weeks ago, and he wanted to bless us and gave us the money to do most of the kitchen work.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and he's a professional musician, so we got custom artwork that we're having framed for
Oh,
over the
we're gonna
table.
do it. Oh,
It's beautiful.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, when that comes
So
in,
it's
I
going to go
can't
in
wait
that
to see.
space.
How
So
wonderful.
that's to like honor him and
Yes.
Very
Oh,
cool.
What a great blessing. What
Yeah.
a nice way to end.
yeah,
Aw.
so that's,
Yeah. Would have been nice to have Bob more in the video, but
yeah, Bob, I'm not sure
He
wants
disappeared.
to
He
do
was
this.
like, yeah, I'm
I
done.
mean, he's a Red Sox fan. What do you expect?
We
Yes.
typically end up by doing a selfie. So we're
A
gonna do
selfie?
it. Yes, we all 3 of us
Hold on,
will
I
get
gotta
in.
flip it
We
around.
Flip it around, and we
There
say,
we go.
"Thank you."
Whoops. Let's figure out how to do this. I don't have my little selfie stick, so
Come in.
Your selfies.
I usually have one.
Thank you so
Very-
much for joining us, Facebook Live.
Bye.
Hi, Decorating Dina.